There are literally countries where owning a Bible or even reading a Bible is very dangerous and illegal. Country coming in at the number 10 spot is Morocco. So over in Morocco, it's illegal to carry a Bible translated into Arabic. Although Christian persecution is a bit minimal there, Christian children, they're not really given any religious education at all. Now, I'm going to read you an extract from the Human Rights Report on Morocco that was written by the United States government. The government permits the display and sale of Bibles in French, English, and Spanish. There are limited numbers of Arabic translations of the Bible available for sale in select bookshops. However, authorities often confiscated Bibles they believed were intended for proselytizing. The government does not allow free public distribution of non-Muslim religious materials. From there, let's move on to Somalia at number 9. Christians residing in Somalia often face constant persecution from radicals and government officials. Bible believers often practice their faith in extreme secrecy and cannot own Bibles. The country's society expects all Somalis to be Muslims, and imams in mosques and madrasas, they state publicly that there is no room for Christianity, Christians, or churches. Christians from Muslim backgrounds are regarded as high-valued targets and may even suffer some very extreme punishments if they are discovered. The country at number 8 is Libya. Christians in Libya cannot practice their faith openly. Conversion to Christianity is outlawed, so converts must keep their faith secret, even from close family members. According to Open Doors USA, converts are frequently married and receive Islamic funerals, whereas migrant Christians are frequently buried in unmarked graves along roads. So Libya is definitely another country that has laws against owning or bringing Bibles in the Arabic language into the country. In Libya, evangelism and the distribution of Bibles are very illegal. The country of Uzbekistan is next. This nation in Central Asia practices a dictatorship form of government in which very high penalties and punishments are imposed on people who own Bibles. The authorities detain Christians in possession of the Bible, and Uzbekistan still searches homes and finds people for meeting and having religious literature, claiming in one case to be looking for a gun. But no, that wasn't the case. After one person had actually admitted to reading Christian books at home, their home was raided and their Bible was confiscated and destroyed. Maldives comes next. The country of Maldives has a well-known reputation for being a luxurious landmark, but in this paradise country, owning a Bible can actually get you in some big trouble. This country has strict laws which makes importing a Bible very forbidden. Currently, there are no complete translations of the Bible in Divehi, and that is the official language of the country. Even converting from Islam means losing Maldivian citizenship, and owning a Bible is a capital offense. Churches are banned, Christian migrants and tourists also have to meet in secret and cannot own their own holy books. Next up at number 5, China. In China, the Chinese Communist Party placed a ban on online Bible downloads and even went on to empty bookshops of Bibles, even going to the extreme of altering the verses of the Bible and replacing them with President Xi's words. The Bible appears to have been removed from online marketplaces in China as Beijing clamps down on how its citizens practice religion in the country. China has always controlled sales of the Bible, only allowing it to be distributed and printed by state-sanctioned churches. But in recent years, it has been available to buy online, and that loophole now appears to be firmly clamped down on. Searches for Holy Bible did not return any results on JD.com, and results on Amazon.cn did not include the main text, but did include study guides and the Quran. Number 4 leads us to North Korea. North Korea is a totalitarian state, and in this country, the only thing that the citizens are permitted to worship is the nation's leader, Kim Jong-un. The Bible and the Quran are both banned in the country, and those who are found in possession of either one of them will face maybe torture or imprisonment and possibly capital punishment. Next up in this episode is Saudi Arabia. Because Saudi Arabia is an absolute monarchy and no other religion except Islam is allowed there, people might worship in private, but getting any religious text outside of the Quran into the country is very restricted. There is no freedom of religion in Saudi Arabia, which is why one can't freely practice their religion. And punishment is harsh for people caught smuggling Bibles into the country who intend to use it for public evangelism. The public practice of any form of religion other than Islam is illegal in Saudi Arabia, as well as the intention to convert others is illegal. However, the Saudi authorities, they do accept people worshiping in private, and you can definitely bring religious texts into the country just as long as it's for personal use, not for public use or trying to convert people to that religion that you're professing. The next country with bans on the Bible is Yemen. Yemen is struck in what aid group UNICEF calls one of the world's largest humanitarian crises, as it's struggling to provide food and health care for its citizens. And this challenging situation proves to also be very difficult for Christians because aid is often distributed by local leaders who in certain cases give less aid priority to non-Muslims. Additionally, no Christian is permitted to keep a Bible with them in the country. The final country in this episode at number 1 is Afghanistan. Afghanistan did not recognize any Afghan citizens as being a Christian. And once back in 2009, Bibles in Afghan languages sent to a US soldier at a base in Afghanistan were actually confiscated and destroyed to ensure that the troops did not breach regulations that forbid proselytizing. And this was according to a military spokeswoman. Now, the US military did deny that its soldiers tried to convert Afghans to Christianity after the Qatar-based media outlet Al Jazeera showed soldiers at a Bible class on a base with a stack of Bibles translated into local Pashto and Dari languages.